will.
Número 19, defensor, Zico.
A defender and captain, number 22, Kalen.
Número 24, defensor, Jalen.
A midfielder, number 8, Marlon.
Número 15, mediocampista, Usman.
A midfielder, number 27, Thomas.
Número 10, delantero, Mackenzie.
And at forward, number 11, Mukwele. Your New Mexico United are coached by Dennis Sanchez.
Settles. Voice! Unreal! That is a dazzler!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico, the site of tonight's Jägermeister Cup matchup between New Mexico United and Union Omaha of USL League One. Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Welcome into the lab, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst. And Chris, this one going to be a good one. New Mexico coming off 5 wins on the bounce in league play. Union Omaha coming off a huge Open Cup win just a week and a half ago against a USL Championship side in San Antonio.
Yeah, Union Omaha, no strangers to defeating higher level opposition. 100% record against USL Championship teams in the Open Cup. They've even managed to knock off a couple of MLS teams in that competition too. So could be trouble for New Mexico United tonight. Let's
have a look at our players to watch, brought to you by Toyota. And for New Mexico United, we're going to be keeping an eye on Mukwele Akale coming in, 2 assists, tied for the team lead. Tell us about Mukwele Akale, Chris.
I mean, such an exciting player. Gets the fans off their seats. He'll be skipping in off the right-hand side on his wicked left foot. Loves to combine with the other attacking players in and around him as well. Very dangerous player.
On the other side here, for the Owls, we're going to be keeping an eye on Josue Aron Gomez, the former El Paso Locomotive player, made 117 appearances for our rivals down south. That is the most in El Paso history. He's also scored against New Mexico United. Chris?
Yeah, scored a PK against New Mexico United in 2020 against Cody Mizell, El Gato Naranja, right? But 6 goals so far in his Union Omaha career. Scored a bunch of goals for El Paso as well. I believe it was like 10, 12 goals in one season. 2021, I think, was his most prolific season. And it'll be interesting to see if the New Mexico United fans...
This is Robert reading for Victor, and action.
Mary, I love you more than anything. But this student debt, it's like a weight I can't shake. I'm drowning.
Now you're angry. Go.
But this student debt, it's like a weight I can't shake. I'm drowning.
You're full of sorrow.
I'm drowning.
And cut. Great. We'll be in touch.
Good thing I went to C&M.
How about now?
At Blake's, we're proud to call our food fresh. We think every burger should be cooked to order and fresh off the grill. This patty's big, blockbuster big, and 100% Angus beef. Now, the finishing touch. This is a superior meat to bun ratio for the best burgers your mouth's ever tasted. Blake's Fresh Take is worth the wait.
Welcome back to the lab. Tonight's match presented by CNM, New Mexico's premier community college. Chris, let's go ahead and have a look at our starting lineups here, brought to you by New Mexico Orthopedics. This is how Dennis Sanchez rolls out his starting 11. Just 2 changes from the side we saw in the midweek that beat Monterey Bay. We see Thomas Pondeca and Mackenzie Gaines getting the start tonight.
Yeah, Gaines in for Fernando on that attacking front line. And one thing to say about Gaines, pace. tons of pace, and Omaha will not be happy to see his name on the team sheet.
Now on the other side, for Omaha, this is how Dom Casciato is rolling out his side. We see just one change from the side that defeated San Antonio just a week and a half ago. Mehdi Wamri getting the start here today instead of Prosper Kassim.
Yeah, and then we see Gomez up top and the flying wing-backs of Ostrom and Akoff. Ostrom already 2 assists this year. Akoff 2 goals in all competitions as well, including the game-winning goal against San Antonio.
That's the man running the show tonight. That's Brandon Stevis, our center official. Assistants on either side. We've got Cameron Seiler and William Ayton. And our 4th official tonight is Mario Garcia. We are off and running. This is the first USL Jägermeister Cup match in New Mexico United history. Union Omaha, of course, participating in the inaugural competition last season when it was solely a League One competition, Chris. They made it out of the group play. Unfortunately, they were dumped in the semifinal at Northern Colorado, falling to the Hailstorm by a final score of 2-0. So they are experienced in this competition.
Yeah, in the competition last year, just being with the League One teams, it was such a hit. That's why, bringing all the USL Championship teams into it as well. And a lot of the coaches around the league and a lot of the staff around the league talking about how excited they are to be part of a new tournament, basically, and another chance at silverware.
That's how, especially New Mexico United, are viewing this competition after an unusual early exit from the U.S. Open Cup. This ball hit long, and Tambakis just out of his area to clear it away as Aron Gomez was closing in. So the first trip out to the 505 for Union Omaha. In fact, Chris, it's been 7 years since New Mexico United started play. This is the 7th season of the club. It's the first time they faced a League One opponent.
That's actually pretty crazy considering Open Cups and all the different tournaments. I'm sure there's maybe been a couple in pre-season, but yeah, like in a game that counts, that's and definitely the Alab as well. It's just a different atmosphere here. I'm sure the Union Omaha players are really enjoying this. There's a decent crowd in tonight, and they're making a lot of noise.
Expecting somewhere around 9,500 here tonight at the Lab. It is a gorgeous night. It's a little bit windy, but all things considered, should be some good football played tonight.
It is. It's actually a lot windy. It really is, and it's going straight into Tambakis, into his face right now. I'm assuming that maybe Union Omaha won the coin toss and decided to try and go with the wind in the first half. But yeah, it is going straight into the face of Tambakis, and New Mexico United will be battling that all first half.
That is the former New Mexico United man, Chelo Martinez. Spent some time here back in the 2021 season. 30 appearances, scored once for New Mexico. Chris, we saw him perform some magic. It was a late comeback win against Switchbacks here that summer. It was in June, where they scored 2 goals in second half stoppage time to come back and win. It was down here on the goal that Nuhu is defending now. And so, I was here earlier in the afternoon when Union Omaha arrived to the stadium, and Chelo Martinez, he just kind of walked out and kind of stood just off of the center circle and just kind of soaked it in for a while. There's Seymour. The ball bounces over to Rashid Nuhu.
I think you can see how serious the coaching staff of New Mexico United are going to take this competition. There's Dennis Sanchez with as full strength squad or team as you can put out at this stage. Respecting Union Omaha, certainly.
And Union Omaha, we spoke about that victory over San Antonio in the Open Cup just a week and a half ago. It was a 1-0 win. Now, don't want to make it seem like they hung on and they sat back and just tried to counter. They were the aggressors for the vast majority of that match, really took it to Carlos Llamosa's side. And it was a lot of Akoff down the side, causing problems for SAFC. This ball headed back to Alex Tambakis. Up ahead for Mukwele Akale. He was our player to watch tonight. So shifty, and Akale draws the foul. It's going to be our first TLC free kick this evening.
There it is, Akale just on this right-hand side, just skipping in, loves skipping in onto his left foot. And just has to have a little nibble, can't help himself. Milanese there, just dangles a leg, and Calais already asking for a yellow card as well. But you can see it's a little different, 3-4-3 for Union Omaha, and there's not many teams in the USL Championship that play that formation, so the patterns are a little different in terms of who's accounting for who. The back four are going to have their hands full with their front three of Union Omaha there as well. So, but there are spaces, and especially in these wide channels high, just either side of the back three, that'll be where you expect to see Gaines, Akale just really trying to exploit that space as well.
Let's look at Dom Casciato, the reigning two-time League One Coach of the Year. Former El Paso Locomotive assistant. Spent a couple seasons down there with Mark Lowry. So he's also no stranger to visiting the lab. So Nuhu taking his time here. He's going to send this one deep. Gomez gets a chest to it. Flicked on. Seymour, New Mexico go back to Maples. That's going to give us time for this 5:29 game update. Brought to you by the Education Plan. That's New Mexico's state-sponsored 529 plan. Give your kids a better and brighter future. Learn more at theeducationplan.com. And we're going to see the first booking of the evening as Brandon Stevis pulls out the yellow card. So that was Mehdi Wamri shown yellow. So an early yellow card. Just 7 minutes in. Wamri was a second half substitute in that victory over San Antonio. Did enough to earn a start here tonight.
You see, it's an early yellow card, but that's the second foul in the same general area on this left-hand side. Seymour and Akale just kind of, Seymour loves to bomb on as well. You know, maybe when he first started his New Mexico United career, more central centre-back, played the 6 a few times as well. Really, he's migrated out onto as an outside back, and sometimes that's a little less natural, but he does really well bombing on from there.
Here's a look at the keys to the match for New Mexico. Use the crowd, let the fans energize the play. Score in the first half. This is one New Mexico United have only scored once in the first half in 2025, and obviously respect the opponent. Union Omaha coming in with a perfect record against championship opponents in the U.S. Open Cup. While we've got a moment, let's take a look at our injury report brought to you by Ben Sherman Law. Injured at work, Ben Sherman can help. Dayon Harris, Greg Hurst, both out for New Mexico. Two very good attacking options. Of course, Greg Hurst, the leading goal scorer, as Union Omaha fans may be familiar with. Scotsman spent some time there with the Owls just a few seasons ago. Won the League One championship that season. Greg Hurst scored 14 goals that season. He was the leading scorer for Union Omaha. This is Schneider. Gets it into Aaron Gomez, and the offside flag is up on the far side. There's a look at conditions here in Albuquerque. Finally starting to get hot, Chris.
Yeah, it is. I think I've already got my summer colour on after being at the local soccer complex all day today. But yeah, a little blustery. Spring in New Mexico, always the same as well. But yeah, it is. It's certainly starting to warm up. You can already see what Gomez is going to try and do as well. He's just hanging on the shoulders of Maples and Ryden, and he's trying to find those runs in behind. So New Mexico United just have to be a little wary of how much space they leave behind, especially in transition there. He's always active, really busy early on here.
This will be a throw in here for New Mexico. So the Jägermeister Cup is a new competition we'll have a great video during halftime that it takes you from the A to Z on this tournament, all the groups, how it works, who goes where. And I think one thing to keep in mind, Chris, is that if this match is tied at the end of 90 minutes, it doesn't end in a draw, and it doesn't even go to extra time. We go straight to penalties.
Yeah, and there's already been one game today that's gone the whole distance. That's one Knoxville against FC Tulsa, 2-2 after full time. Tulsa tied it up very late, and it looks like Knoxville have just beaten FC Tulsa 4-2 on PKs.
So there is your first cup set of the evening. One Knox currently sitting 5th in the League One table. Excuse me, they finished 5th in the League One table last season, my apologies. You know, Chris, when it comes to the league form and these extra competitions, we'll call them, like the Open Cup, you can pretty much ball up that league form and toss it out the window, and Union Omaha are an example of that. Coming into this one, they're sitting 12th out of 14 in the league, but as we mentioned, a big upset over San Antonio just a week and a half ago.
Yeah, they're sitting 12th, but Omaha have only played 3 games,
right?
3 league games so far this season. Top of the table in the USL League One have played, I believe it's 7 games, so already got so many games in hand, and all of their games so far as well have been on the road. They've played 1 game at home, and that was the game against San Antonio in the Open Cup. All their other games this season have been on the road. So talk about road warriors. That Union Omaha are the new iteration of that.
This ball headed out by Dion Akoff. Road Warriors, that was a nice little ode back to the 2020 season for New Mexico United, Chris, where the black and yellow, they played every single game on the road that season just due to some local COVID restrictions. So it was really a moniker that the team adapted. This through ball looking for Thomas Pondeka and cleared out by Milanese. Pondeka gives the thumbs up. Pondeka getting the start here today, Chris. First time since the opener at Sacramento.
Yeah, it's good to see him. Jabang in midfield as well. It was my first time being able to watch him live on Wednesday evening. And what a player as well. Like, just knits everything together. That midfield's looking really, really strong for New Mexico United this year. And Zico Bailey, special mention as well, sliding in there. And especially with the injury to Hurst, does a great job of getting up alongside Vargas and creating that extra attacker for them.
Down goes Jabang, foul called. We've got a TLC free kick. And that is the former black and yellow man, Chelo Martinez, getting a talking to from the center official. Getting a look here on this TLC replay. Actually, it wasn't Martinez. That was Wamry, and he's got to be careful. He's already on a yellow.
I think it was Chelo Martinez was getting the word just because he smashed the ball away and he tried to take a shot. He'd argue he didn't hear the whistle or was already playing it before the whistle, but yeah, he tried his luck from there.
Saw his former teammate, Alex Tambakis, a little bit away from his goal. Here's Usman Jabang. Looking on the through ball, he's got Vargas. Flag stays down. Vargas sees this ball roll right into the waiting hands of Rashid Nuhu. It's the captain of this Union Omaha side. Nuhu, the 29-year-old Ghanaian. Getting a look here, and Vargas just looked like it might have been tipped by the defender. But Nuhu, he's been with Union Omaha since their inception back in 2020. 118 league appearances for the Owls. Picked up a couple of league championships during that time as well. Ryden is looking for gains on the through ball, and Milanese sniffs that one out, but New Mexico back on the attack again. Gaines has that ball poked away. This will be a throw in here for New Mexico.
You can say there was an early surge from Union Omaha, and New Mexico United have settled into the game now and taken control possession-wise and territory-wise, and now they're starting to ask a few more questions, and Union Omaha are having to spend a lot more time without the ball.
Naples into Jabang. He scored in the midweek, Chris, and now we're going to see another yellow card come out. And that's the second booking against the Owls here in just 15 minutes. This one goes against Schneider. Yellow card's brought to you by the guys at Ferguson Law Firm. Take another look here. Jabang just outside of the center circle drawing that foul.
I think that's going to be a sore one. You can say I don't think there was any intent there. It was just maybe caught off guard by how quickly Jabang shifts the ball and gets it out of the space and kind of lunges and accidentally stands on his foot / ankle. So it'll be a sore one for Jabang. And while it probably was a yellow card, it was maybe a little unfortunate.
So you're saying Jabang, he scored in the midweek tie against Monterey Bay. It was the lone goal. Jabang slotting home 29th minute. It was his first goal in black and yellow. Chris, it was his first goal as a professional.
He's limping pretty good right now. Hopefully he's able to run this off because he's definitely feeling it.
Gallardo lays it off. Cross goes in. Off the head of Talon Maples. Coleman sends this one away. Finds the feet of Martinez. Here's Gomez. Martinez plays it back in, backside, Akoff. Good spell of possession here for Union Omaha. And down goes Usman Jabang. That's a big one for New Mexico, Chris. He joined New Mexico after the season had started. He's played 4 league games for the Black and Yellow, Chris. They have not conceded a goal since he joined the club in league play.
Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing stat. You messaged that to me the other day, and I was going to steal it and take all your credit for working that out. But yeah, no, I mean, he is. Like I say, he just knits it together. He's so athletic. Just eats up the ground and just glides around in there and just covers so much space. And he was basically the replacement for Nanan Hosu from last year, who was a huge player for New Mexico United. And when he left, a lot of people were worried about how were they going to replace a player like that. And Jabang has been the absolute perfect fit for that role.
Usman Jabang, the 23-year-old. He was acquired by a transfer from CF Montreal. It was said late March. He played for Dennis Sanchez at Las Vegas last year. He made 17 appearances there, mostly as a center back. We haven't seen him in that role this year, Chris, but as you said, more so as an 8. As you see, it's UFO night, ladies and gentlemen, and somebody came prepared. Got the handmade sign. Great to see a lot of the families, the grass berm area, one of the more unique vantage points in the USL. We've got some score updates coming your way here from other Jägermeister Cup group play action. You see Lexington falling to Loudoun, Madison dropping to Indy at home. Chris, that was the penalty shootout you spoke about with One Knox defeating championship opponent FC Tulsa. Another big upset, Naples taking down Charleston. You were speaking about Nanan Hosu. That's his current club, the Battery. Louisville currently up 3-1 on the Kickers. All the action right here on ESPN+. Jabang walking off. Usually a good sign. Also looks like Fernando maybe getting down to warming up down at the New Mexico United substitutes area. These guys are warming up, waiting for their shot, Chris. So Jabang back in the midfield for New Mexico. Now, if you're a Union Omaha fan and you're tuning into a New Mexico United match for the first time, first off, welcome. Second, let me explain what's going on right now. They're not cheering that Ousmane Jabang came back from injury, although I'm sure they're very happy about that. This is a tradition that takes place at every New Mexico United match. It's called the Magic Minute. They start at the 19-minute, 12-second mark, and that is to signify when New Mexico was officially recognized as a state, and they'll stop at the 20-minute, 19-second mark, and that is to signify when New Mexico United played their first game as a club. This ball looking for gains, cut off by Akoff. Now the Magic Minute was a tradition, an idea brought forth by the club's first ever head coach and technical director, Troy Lesane, now applies his trade up in the MLS. It's something that he started back in the inaugural season in 2019, and it has lived on every single New Mexico United match, Chris, home or away, when their supporters travel.
Yeah, it's great how, there's little things like that obviously keep the fans engaged as well. It's a good testament to the good ideas of the former coaching staff. It's not like when a coach leaves that, it's one of the legacies that's been left by Troy and his staff as well.
Chelo Martinez played under Troy Lesane, having joined the club from RGV. This is Martinez's first season with Union Omaha. He's bounced around a little bit since leaving New Mexico. Went back to RGV, then to Madison, then to Northern Colorado, now with Union Omaha. Had a pretty good spell with Northern Colorado last season. They were the inaugural USL Cup champions. They defeated Forward Madison in the final on penalty kicks 5-4. So Martinez picked up a bit of silverware before traveling up to Omaha. Ryden heads this ball away. Keelan Ryden, the captain for this New Mexico side. This ball chipped forward. Here's Martinez. Plays it back to Akoff. Ball searching. It's Pondeka now looking to spring Akale forward. Looking to counter now for New Mexico. Here's Mukwele Akale. He's got support on the back post and just couldn't get it there.
Two men over, Zico Bailey and Gaines both striding forward, and just couldn't find him with the pass.
Vargas stripped of the ball just inside the box. Marlon Vargas, he's been in terrific form, Chris, for New Mexico. He's been creating chances left and right. He's tied for the team lead in assists with Mukwele Akale, just in a different role this season.
Yeah, and obviously, second stint with the team. Last year came on loan from Colorado Rapids, and this year maybe a little more settled now and feeling the love, right? And attacking players when they feel the trust and feel the love from the coaching staff always gives them a little pep in their step as well. And there you can see he's not afraid to drop deep and get involved in the play, whereas maybe Greg Hurst, who was playing alongside him recently, leads the line and really stretches the field. Vargas just pops up so hard to mark because you never know exactly where he's going to pop up and receive the ball. Loves linking the play.
Martinez strips it. Martinez rattles it off the crossbar. He had Alex Tambakis well off his line. And that, a warning shot from Union Omaha.
That's the second time he's tried it. The first one was on the free kick when the referee had already blown his whistle. So, full of confidence, Chelo Martinez.
Cross coming into the box and poked away in front of Wamery. Nice turn there from Mackenzie Gaines. Here comes the Austin, Texas native, and pulled back there by Brett Kallman. And Kallman just gives a thumbs up. He knew exactly what he had to do. And this is not good for Union Omaha as Chelo Martinez has gone down just past the halfway line. What a look on this foul there. And Coleman, he was reaching for his life there, Chris.
He was. He knew Gaines was away, and as he didn't even stop to really look at the referee, just gave him a wave of acknowledgement of, yes, I know I'm getting my card as well. I guess good foul. Union Omaha we're in trouble there. Gaines, when he's in full flight, he is hard to stop.
Chelo Martinez back on his feet. You know, Chris, and we were talking about the Open Cup and these extra competitions, and New Mexico, they've had some great success in the Open Cup. They put together a couple of quarterfinal runs. The first time they did that, they made it out to Minnesota in the quarterfinals back in 2019, where they played Minnesota United. They lost 6-1. They went up 1-0 9 minutes in, and from there it was all Minnesota United. Well, on the bench that day was Brent Coleman for Minnesota United. So just some fun little tidbits here between some players that have already faced the black and yellow, if you will. Seymour doing battle with Aaron Gomez. Free kick awarded here to New Mexico. Aaron Gomez, the 30-year-old, spent 3 seasons with FC Juarez and went on to El Paso for 5 years. The ball manager's having some fun here tonight.
He saw his moment, so he took it.
Fair play. All the way back to Tambakis. Pressure being put on there. There's Ostrom.
You see the wind is definitely having an effect though there. That clearance by Tambakis just hangs up a little bit. It is definitely helping Union Omaha defends 5-10 yards higher up the field.
Heavy challenge there from Will Seymour. Deemed fair by the official. It was shoulder to shoulder, but there was definitely looked to be a little bit extra in that. Seymour, he's been with New Mexico since 2022, so a couple of overlapping years there with Aaron Gomez and his time at El Paso. You know, they're very familiar with each other. New Mexico and El Paso, the 2 most familiar opponents for each other. They've done battle, Chris, 20 times.
Is that it?
That's it.
I mean, obviously the 2020 season, there was a huge chunk in there with the pods of games, right? With when New Mexico, I believe New Mexico United played them maybe 4 times that year, was it? Just in league play, so.
But yeah, again in the playoffs.
It does. It happens a lot. And then this year, obviously, you add an Open Cup into it as well. Familiar foes.
And it seems like they always have a preseason or 2 against each other as well. And so it's well over 20, but 20 that we can keep track of. But why that's relevant, Dom Casciano also spent time down there at El Paso. He was an assistant, and he really had an impact on their offense. That was a huge collision. As Kalen Ryden is feeling that.
That's a heavy. There's been some meaty challenges already tonight. It's been a really stop-start game. Not much tempo to it, and see, just clears it. Again, I'm not saying it was intentional or there was any malice there, but it's very committed down on the field right now.
It looked to be a little unfortunate. It looked like Lindsay was kind of boxing him out. He just ran into Kalen Ryden there. Got knocked off balance, and the New Mexico captain hopefully just got his air knocked out as we have a look at the crowd here tonight. I'm expecting somewhere around 9,500. Ryden still laying on his back. That's a good sign. Looked like he might have just got his air knocked out.
Yeah, I think he just took pissing a shoulder to his sternum, which, It wouldn't be pleasant, but you can always tell what a tackle, I mean, in the vicinity of it in relation to the bench as well. The entire New Mexico United bench jumped up in unison at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think any malice in there, just a bit unlucky. Good to see the captain back on his feet. Caitlin Ryden getting up there when it comes to the all-time appearances list for New Mexico. Made his 131st league appearance for the club on Wednesday. Joined the club back in 2020. Ryden draws the foul there. Mexico still searching for an opener.
Still waiting for our first shot on target as well. The one shot was Chalo Martinez from basically the halfway line, which caught Tambakis off. You can see Tambakis is playing about 15 yards closer to his goal now. But still waiting for another shot. However, fouls, I think we're already in double digits quite comfortably.
It's been a very physical game. Naples looking for Vargas. Talon Maples, the Texas native. 35 appearances in his first season in black and yellow last year. Over 30 minutes gone by. This is the first USL Championship League One Jägermeister Cup group play match. This ball chipped over for Seymour. Back to Akale. Seymour again. Deca looking to create some space, just enough to get a cross in. Jabang now in New Mexico, staying patient. Vargas unable to connect with Pondeca there. Jabang down again near the halfway line. You can see him towards the top of your screen. And now the official stops play here in the 34th minute. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst. It's the Jägermeister Cup here on ESPN Plus. Looks like Usman Jabang, his time on the pitch may be coming to an end. Fans out here tonight. Great crowd as always, the black and yellow faithful. And it looks like we are going to see the substitution made. That is the Brazilian Fernando will be coming on to replace Usman Jabang. You're just 35 minutes in. This one obviously not tactical.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's just during the stoppage or not, but it looks like Gaines has switched onto the right-hand side here. I imagine Fernando will be on the left, and Calais maybe just behind Vargas. Him and Vargas in that like pivot forward role.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Zico Bailey drop a little bit deeper. Bailey was playing sort of as a 10 here in the midfield. There's Jabang just kind of showing Dennis Sanchez, the head coach, what happened. So this will be interesting to see. Yeah, so it looks like Akale is going to be up alongside Marlon Vargas. Fernando out on the left. And this is the first touch here for the Brazilian. Fernando out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, the 27-year-old. Scored 15 goals for Memphis 901 over the past 3 seasons, 86 appearances for the club. Picked up his first in black and yellow just a few weeks ago down in Miami at Pitbull Stadium. What was a 1-0 win for the black and yellow on the road. Long ball hit, looking for Fernando. Flag stays down. Akoff was asking for it. He's not going to get it. Here's Fernando. Offload it here to Vargas. Now through ball. Flag stays down for Lindsay. Cross goes in. Headed away, and we're going to see our very first Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick this evening.
Yeah, Fernando straight into the action, and you can see the tricky Brazilian, a million step overs. And you know, it's going to take a little while to, I would say, to get up to the pace of the game, but it's been so stop-start. It's maybe his quality.
Bailey has a rip, and it's saved by Nuhu.
Maybe Fernando's quality will be exactly what this game needs. Unfortunately, at the expense of Jaban, but that might be the spark. And straight away, New Mexico United get their first shot on target.
Zico Bailey having the pop from just outside the 18. Similar position to where he scored 2 against Real Salt Lake last year. Bailey this time looking back post. He's not going to connect with anybody. A player like Fernando, so dangerous in those 1v1s, Chris. Isolated. And he's so quick. He's got such an explosive first step. Akoff. Going to play this up to Wamry. Able to get by Kalen Ryden. Wamry now finds Gomez. His shot blocked. It's going to fall to Ostrom, and this one will be played out by Zico Bailey. And now Thomas Pondeka.
The front three of Union Omaha have definitely causing issues for New Mexico United. The Lindsay and Seymour are not able to bomb on and not able to overlap their wide attacking players as much as they normally do. Lindsay on Wednesday, he must have ran 15 miles, a complete exaggeration, but he was all over the park on Wednesday, and he's had to stay at home tonight.
Fernando looking to link up there with Vargas. Timely interception, and now looking to counter. Here goes Gallardo. This will be a throw in here for New Mexico. Joe Gallardo, the 27-year-old, is in his 3rd season with Union Omaha. He's got 9 goals since joining the club, 53 appearances. USL on it. CBS Sports Network kicks off in May with a matchup of NorCal rivals. Oakland Roots SC take on Sac Republic FC on May 4th. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Mountain Time on the CBS Sports Network. Maples goes back to Ryden. Here's Gaines. Flag stays down. Seymour arriving. Seymour. shot off target there from the veteran Will Seymour.
Second game went into PKs, and Miami have beaten Tampa Bay Rowdies on PKs.
Wow. They had a big comeback. Miami, they were down 3-0 in the second half. Tampa Bay, they're having a tough go of a season so far. One of the couple USL Championship clubs to make a head coaching change already, so young into the season. Down goes Vargas in the center circle. Looks like Louisville have scored a fourth on Richmond. That one currently stands 4-1 in stoppage. Long ball searching for Vargas. He goes down. And the official calls the foul, points to the spot. And New Mexico have drawn the penalty.
I think that's Milanese again, who gave away the initial foul, just basically running through the back of players. You can see there Vargas is feeling his back, and it just gets a little too tight and a little too physical, and the free kick's lofted in there. And maybe it wasn't, sorry, apologies.
It was Dion Akoff, yeah.
Akoff coming in from the right wing back position there, and just gets a little over eager, trying to get some contact on the ball, and just runs straight through the back of Vargas.
Dion Akoff, the Fontana, California native, commits the foul, and this is Talon Maples at the spot. Maples, he scored 2 PKs for New Mexico last year against Switchbacks and against Phoenix Rising. Rashid Nuhu between the sticks. And Maples tucks it away, and New Mexico takes the lead. 42 minutes in, Talon Maples with his first goal in 2025.
Brilliant PK there by Talon Maples. Little stutter step on the way up, puts it so far on the corner. Nuhu actually goes the right way, he guesses the right way. Full extension, but it's so far in the corner. Maples gets the right amount of power on it as well. Keeper has no chance.
Talon Maples converts from the spot once again, and that the opener New Mexico have been searching for. As we take another look here on this TLC replay, Maples side netting. How about that for your center back?
Yeah, I say it's so far in the corner, it almost kisses the post on the way through, so far in the corner. Even with the keeper Nuhu guessing the right direction, was never going to get close to it.
New Mexico United goals are brought to you by New Mexico Orthopedics, getting you back to you. So let's see how that changes the complexion of this game with halftime approaching. Don Casciato is likely going to have to tweak that halftime talk just a little bit after that. But for Dennis Sanchez and his side, they've been in possession as they usually are when it comes to league play as well.
Yeah, completely, and almost 70% possession so far in the first half here. So while it's took a while for New Mexico United to get their first shot on target, it's been relatively a lot of possession. I won't say comfortable. There have been a lot of fouls, a lot of free kicks, and that's probably what the halftime team talk for Union Omaha is going to be. Is you keep giving New Mexico United a chance to practice their set pieces, they were going to get one right.
This cross goes in, and that was a dangerous ball across the face of goal. I believe that was Holt Getting up into the box. He wasn't that far away from nodding that home at the back post. Holt. A good hold of Vargas. Back to Tambakis. Here's Ostrom. Omaha asking some questions. Into the box, and this ball goes just wide. That was a terrific attempt there from Gallardo.
That's been a good response to the goal from Union Omaha. Straight up the other end of the pitch. Get a corner immediately, and then, yeah, Gallardo just coming in on his left foot. Just didn't quite get the bend on the shot that he was looking for.
There's another look on that TLC replay. It was a ball in from Chelo Martinez. Who else? He had the assist on Akoff's goal against San Antonio a week and a half ago. So 45 minutes in the books. We are into first half stoppage time. Brought to you by New Mexico Pinon Coffee, the taste of enchantment. 5 minutes added on here. Vargas. He's got to be careful. That was a bit overzealous there from the El Salvadorian international. Fernando goes down. The Brazilian called for the foul. And Schneider drawing the foul. It's going to set up another free kick here, another set piece for Chelo Martinez. Play it short. Akoff. He's back out. Gallardo has a pop, and the ball struck wide.
Tambakis was very confident very early that was going wide. Had all his angles correct and signaled that he was going to let it go out of play. But again, bright end of the half by Union Omaha.
Gallardo, he's got some experience under his belt, the San Diego native. 19 caps for the US U17s. Also had 10 goal contributions last season for Union Omaha. Pondeka now called for the foul. And Gomez pleading with the official. Martinez on the receiving end of that one. Martinez directing the traffic. And this ball in, looking back post. Schneider that got the initial header and cleared well out of play. Gallardo. Still Gallardo. His cross attempt blocked. Lindsay now will just clear the lines. Vargas almost slipped around the Italian there.
That's where the wind actually can help when you're going into the wind there. Like normally that clearance, Lindsay put every bit into that and it just didn't carry through to the goalkeeper. So as a centre-back, it's really hard to judge the ball dropping over your shoulder, and Vargas nearly profited from it.
Offside flag up there on Ostrom. Charlie Ostrom, he's been pretty quiet so far in this first half.
I'd say both wing-backs mentioned them in the pre-game, and you know they are a huge attacking threat, but they've had to defend so much because New Mexico United have had so much of the ball in this first half. It's kind of nullified their attacking threat.
Backus in no hurry here. New Mexico with a 1-0 lead. Looking to get to the break. It's been a good match as we expected so far. New Mexico now looking to break. Through ball. Fernando saved by Nuhu. Now Vargas. Vargas plays it in. Pondeka. And it's blocked. Akale now. Akale! And he sends it just over the bar. A barrage from the black and yellow here towards the end of first half stoppage.
Wow, just out of nothing, just like you say, a barrage of attempts there, and that one by Akale at the end. It had so much dip on it, I guess due to the deflection. I'm not sure I knew who was getting there if that was on target.
And so one last opportunity here to close out the first half. It's a Topo Chico hard seltzer corner, taken short by Akale. To Bailey, he's got plenty of space. Back to Vargas. He'll look to play it in. Looking back post. And the halftime whistle blown by the center official. 45 minutes plus stoppage in the books. New Mexico on top of Union Omaha here in this Jägermeister Cup group play first match. 1-0, your halftime score presented by First Financial Credit Union. Chris, give us your thoughts on that first half.
Really stop-start, quite physical game. And it looked like we were just meandering to the half-time there with Tambakis wasting time essentially, or taking his time. And then out of nothing, New Mexico United just went through the gears and showed the quality that they could have to potentially finish off this game in the second half.
The Jägermeister Cup in full swing. We've reached the halftime break. We'll be
Hey, on the mountain we've got a saying. Get off your... Show off. Mountain Dew.
Every New Mexican deserves to age with dignity and independence. So New Mexico Aging Services provides connection, resources, and advocacy for aging adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers across the state. From preventing mistreatment and advocating for rights, to guiding Medicare decisions, to connecting you with meals, transportation, and community, New Mexico Aging Services is by your side. Learn more at aging.nm.
It's halftime here at the Lab. New Mexico United on top of Union Omaha by way of a 42nd minute Talon Maples penalty kick goal. And your halftime score brought to you by First Financial Credit Union. Plenty to get into here during our halftime break, so why don't we have a look at our scores from around the country. As we mentioned, the Jägermeister Cup group play in full swing. This is how some of the action has played out so far. Lexington falling at home to Loudoun. Forward Madison falling at home to championship opponents in the 11. Chris, you already talked about that penalty shootout between One Knox and FC Tulsa, with the League One club advancing, or should I say defeating FC Tulsa, not advancing yet. We're still in group play. Naples also doing the same against Charleston. Louisville City taking care of business at home at Lynn Family Stadium against Richmond. You see 3-3. You said Miami prevailed there against Tampa Bay, and so we've seen cup sets, we've also seen draws, we've seen penalty kicks. That's one thing to keep in mind. No extra time in these group play games. We go straight to penalty kicks if we're tied after 90 minutes. And so as we continue on here across the scoreboard, plenty more going on. Texoma holding their own against championship opponent El Paso Locomotive. That one, a battle of the Lone Star State. Then in group play here, New Mexico United fans will be keeping an eye on this, as will Union Omaha fans, Phoenix Rising and San Antonio, as those two games we just mentioned, both part of Group 2 alongside New Mexico and Union Omaha. You've got Westchester and Rhode Island in a battle out west. Orange County taking on Dennis Sanchez's old club, Las Vegas Lights. And this one's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Sac Republic taking on AV Alta. They've already got U.S. Open Cup cup set on their resume as well. And as we move on to our news and notes here from across the league, FC Tulsa signing a massive midfielder, Jamie Weather, valued at $1 million on transfer market. As we continue on the path to pro, growing in the USL, Loudoun United and Virginia Revolution announcing a merger to establish a pathway from youth to pro. Absolutely love to see it. And in the Open Cup, as we mentioned, Chris, New Mexico with an unusually early exit, but Union Omaha, they're one of 3 League One clubs advancing to the round of 32.
Yeah, and I believe they're playing against MLS opponents, St. Louis, I believe, in the next round as well. So a huge opportunity for them to potentially progress again against some really tough opposition.
Coming up next for the Black and Yellow, this is a look at their schedule over the next few weeks. As we mentioned, we're out here tonight and then making the trip down to El Paso next weekend as they'll be taking on the Locomotive again, Chris, and for what may be the final time this season, the third matchup. Then we're right back here at the Lab as Phoenix Rising make the trip out to the 505 on May 10th, and then a trip out to California on back-to-back weekends as New Mexico will be taking on Orange County and Oakland. A look at your Week 7 Team of the Week from the USL Championship. You see Roberto Coronado, Bill Hamid, and let's have a look at our Coach of the Month, Carlos Llamosa, Union Omaha. They know who that is. They just beat them a week and a half ago as Llamosa taking home the honors. And we'll go ahead and step aside. We'll be back with some more halftime after this.
Mira que le va a pegar. ¡Uy! ¡Iba a quedar! ¡Y se cantó!
Wait, come back! Wait, come back. I need more help.
Take a load off him. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold, or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
This year, the Jägermeister Cup will feature all 24 clubs from the USL Championship and all 14 clubs from USL League One. The 38 teams are placed in 6 groups divided by region. 4 groups will have 6 teams, 2 groups will have 7 teams. Each club will play 4 matches in group play, 2 at home and 2 away. At the conclusion of the group phase, the 6 group winners and 2 wildcard teams will enter the knockout stage. To set the quarterfinals, the wild cards are locked into slots as away teams. Group winners are drawn for spots 1 through 6, then drawn to fill the matchups from match 1 all the way to match 4. In this stage, wildcard teams cannot play against the winner from their respective groups. In the semifinals, the 4 remaining teams will be drawn randomly, and the last 2 teams standing will be drawn to determine the host for the Jägermeister Cup final.
This week on USL All Access, we spoke to Switchbacks captain Matt Mahoney.
How the slow start is going to be the fast turnaround for the 2024 title holders. How about Open Cup glory once again for USL Championship teams, the dominating factor and round 3. And last but not least, our final remaining team without a win, Hartford Athletic, finally grabbed 3 points and get themselves into the race in the Eastern Conference.
You don't want to miss it, SiriusXM FC and the USL YouTube page.
It's halftime. Welcome back here to Albuquerque. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst. New Mexico on top of Union Omaha 1-0 here at the halftime break. Let's take a look at how we got here with our halftime highlights brought to you by Ferguson Law Firm. We're here for you, and we're here to win. Early on, Chris, New Mexico, they were the ones asking the questions.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, there you could see Vargas running the channels there and just caught in 2 minds. That was kind of the tail of the early part of the game, was a little bit scrappy. You know, that wasn't a great chance. And then this just a loss in possession. And Chelo Martinez just tries his luck, and Tambak is absolutely scrambling, could have done nothing about it. You see the hopeful look, and the crossbar saves Tambak as blushes.
And about 20 minutes later, fresh off the foul from Dion Akoff in the box, Talon Maples converts the penalty. It's his first goal this season.
Yeah, and what a great PK it was as well. You can see that little stutter. He just sees the keeper going, but still commits to the left-hand side and puts it so far in the side net, and Nuhu has absolutely no chance.
But just a couple minutes later, Union Omaha, they were asking some questions.
Yeah, they had a great reaction to the goal. And you see just in that channel, wide channel, flashes across the face of goal.
A quick look at the halftime stats. As expected, New Mexico with the lion's share of possession. More shots on target, but Union Omaha, they have had some opportunities. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back with the second 45. You're watching the USL on ESPN+.
That's why you need New Mexico Orthopedics to get you back doing the things you love. The official orthopedic surgeons of New Mexico United. Somos Unidos.
Me and my girls are anything but basic. And with the First Financial's High Five Checking Rewards rate, we basically love living our life to the fullest. We used to wear pink on Wednesdays, but now orange is the new pink, and we wear it from head to toe every day. Ew, you have a basic bank? I got this. Nothing about me is basic, not even my credit union.
First Financial Credit Union, not a basic bank.
Mi nombre es Josué Aaron Gómez y soy del Paso, Texas. Creo que significaría mucho para mí, para mi futuro. Creo que al terminar mi carrera futbolística, creo que poder implementar lo que voy a aprender en la escuela, creo que eso va a ser muy importante para mí y para mi futuro.
That ball down on the move. Put off Noel! Forces forces Peñaranda into action.
Halftime here at the Lab, coming to an end. Both sides back out onto the pitch. Welcome to Albuquerque. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst on ESPN Plus and New Mexico 50. Thank you for joining us. New Mexico on top of Union Omaha as we get this second half underway. Talon Maples converting from the penalty spot just before the halftime break in the 42nd minute. That's a look at the gaffer, Dennis Sanchez, having a word with his men. Chris, put your coaching hat on. What's the message from Dennis Sanchez to the black and yellow?
Next goal, they've got to push that. They finished with a flourish at the end of the first half there with a number of chances in the right near the end there. And it's can they maintain that intensity?
And that was the lone goal so far. Talon Maples, it's his first goal in 2025. He scored 4 goals in all competitions for the club last season, finding the back of the net 3 times in championship play, once in the U.S. Open Cup. Converting from the spot this time. It's group play of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Hopefully you stuck around during that halftime break where we had that great explainer video that explained all the 6 groups, how the 6 group winners will advance to the knockout rounds, plus 2 wild card teams. Those wild card teams are determined by the total number of points in group play. If they need to go to a tiebreaker, Chris, then the tiebreaker is goals scored in group play. And so really incentivizes you to get out and score some goals.
Yeah, and you can see a lot of those early games, the late games, when you were going through the scores. You went through a lot at halftime, right? But there was a lot of games obviously going on tonight, and the later games have yet to kind of burst into life. New Mexico really being the only ones that have managed to get on the board so far. But those early games, a lot of goals, and goals mean drama. You know, the PKs, you're going straight to PKs as well, that's drama, and drama's entertainment.
So this 1 of 4 when it comes to group play games. As you mentioned, also in this group, this is Group 2, along with Texoma FC, another League One club, El Paso Phoenix, and San Antonio FC. Now, Chris, in 2 of those, Phoenix and San Antonio, those are 2 recent champions and switchbacks as well. Thanks for reminding me there. This is one of the groups with 7 teams in them. There are 2 of those groups. This is one of them. But switchbacks, Phoenix, San Antonio, they've all put stars above their crest within the last 5 seasons.
And switchbacks have had a little shaky start to the season, start to their defense of their USL Championship season. But yeah, I mean that was huge for them last year. Who would have thought that early on in the season? Then just went on, got hot at the right time as well.
Union Omaha, of course, no stranger to winning league titles. They are your League One reigning Players' Shield and league champions. A club that just started playing in 2020, having 2 stars above your crest. Well, that's not bad there, Chris. Here comes Akoff, looking for the first big opportunity here of this second half. Akoff going back post, and Seymour safely heads it away, but concedes a corner in the process. So this is our first Topo Chico Hard Seltzer corner kick of the second half. Hello, crisp, refreshing taste. Hello, Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. Lofted ball back post. Headed away by Will Seymour. This will be a throw in here for Union Omaha. Fans Jägermeister proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Omaha atop the box, and that one goes just past an outstretched Alex Tambakis and just past his post as well. But Omaha with the real first opportunity here in the second half.
You can always tell how close an opportunity is by the reaction of the goalkeeper. Look at Tambakis, full extension. He was not sure that that was going wide. Nearly snuck inside the post.
believe that was Ostrom that had to go in that attempt. Here comes Fernando. First half substitute. Akale. Still Akale. He's got plenty of support. Makwele Akale. It's saved. Akale once again looking back post. Here's Vargas. And he gets under it.
Akale just striding forward from midfield. Real good interchange between Fernando and Lindsay to get out of a tight situation. And as Akale is driving forwards, Union Omaha defenders just almost run away from him. And he thinks, well, why not? And Nuhu gets a foot to it, comes back out to Akale, and then he chips it at the back post. I think if Vargas had that back again, he'd want to try and take it on first time. Takes a touch, and there wasn't really the time to take that touch.
It's the second time we've seen Makwele Akale with great opportunity. He had that one shot attempt there towards the end of the first half as Ostrom trying to get the cross in. It was blocked by Seymour. Real end-to-end stuff here to start off this second half. That ball out, and it's going to be a corner kick here for the Owls. So drama going on here in Group 2, Chris. Texoma and El Paso have gone to penalties after playing 90 scoreless minutes. Off the corner kick, balls to Schneider. Not cleared away by Vargas, still bouncing around. Schneider, he sends that ball into the crowd.
That's decent start to the second half by Union Omaha. They're making things really uncomfortable for New Mexico United. New Mexico really finding it difficult to clear their own lines there. You know, there's the shot that just went past the post. That one didn't really trouble Tambakis, but when you're on top, can you nick that goal? And that's what they're looking for. But you can see it's just a little change in formation by Omaha as well. Gone to a back four, 4-2-3-1. So maybe that's why New Mexico United having a little trouble dealing with the runs and just a slightly different look for them.
It looks like Holt has moved up from the back line into the midfield. Looks a little bit of a hybrid formation. Holt back along that back five now as he drops back in to play defense. Being up 1-0. It's a very familiar position here for New Mexico, Chris. This is a team that has finished 4 out of their most recent 5 matches 1-0 victors. Of course, the lone match out of those 5 that didn't go 1-0 was the Open Cup match against El Paso a week and a half ago, in which New Mexico, they went full-time, extra time, and then into penalties where the Locomotive able to advance.
Locomotive 2 PK shootouts in the space of 10 days, roughly.
I'm sure some members of the eighth notch to get their heart checked after that. The drama. Ondeka able to get a touch. Akale sends a heavy touch back to Omaha. Now they're looking to break. Here's Gallardo. And the foul called on Zico Bailey. Get another look here on this TLC replay. So another set piece opportunity here for Union Omaha. Chelo Martinez. The former New Mexico United man. He plays it short. Akoff He was the goal scorer against San Antonio, marked by Fernando here. Still Akoff, going back post. Initially headed by Lindsay. And a great defensive play once again there by Jalen Lindsay. And ultimately draws the foul.
Yeah, really well done there by Lindsay. Had to win that header at the back post, and it's really hard when the ball's hung up and you're right underneath the flight of it, and the attacking player gets a run and jump as well, but does really well to flick it into space. And does even better just to draw the foul and create some breathing space for his teammates.
That was a look down at Dominic Casciato, Union Omaha gaffer, the two-time reigning League One Coach of the Year winner. There's Casciato. Not his first trip to the lab. So go all the way back to Rashid Nuhu. Really didn't seem to quite be expecting that one. Pondeka gives possession away. Here's Aron Gomez. Great job by Pondeka now. Applying some pressure. Gomez go back to Holt. Now the Italian Milanese. Milanese spent some time with Napoli. There's Akoff. Cross goes in, back post. And that was trouble.
That was Ostrom, and that was a glorious chance that he's just coughed up there. Completely lost the flight of the ball. All of the New Mexico United defenders there. I think it goes under his foot. Just takes his eye off the ball at the last second, vital second, and just misses contact.
Ostrom spent some time with Chicago Fire 2, MLS Next Pro. Scored 5 goals there over a couple seasons. Spent last year with Union Omaha, scored twice. Looking for his first goal this season. Gallardo now looking to break. Gallardo has a go, and that one catches Kalen Ryden. And immediately stopping play. It's our center official, and on comes the trainer. So second time we've seen Kalen Ryden go down tonight. You see this one a little bit of a different case than the first time.
It was Kalen Ryden right at the end of the game on Wednesday as well. Took a shot as well, but there, that shot was hit. Gallardo caught every bit of this. Not much Kalen Ryden could do to get out of the way of it, and Shotan Backus is happy that he did get in the way of it as well, but that'll be a sore one. Hopefully he's okay from there.
So Kalen Ryden being examined by the trainer. So while we've got a moment, let us tell you that you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on Do the N, that's the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Rhode Island FC debut their brand new stadium as they host San Antonio FC. That's Saturday, May 3rd, 4:30 Eastern, 2:30 Mountain Time. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Captain back on his feet. There's his co-captain, Talon Maples. So Ryden, he'll head off. Get things restarted here. It's been a physical game so far, Chris.
Yeah, it really has. That's been the overriding or the overarching theme of tonight for sure. There's been a lot of fouls, and in the first half it was definitely Union Omaha who the aggressors. Mexico United have given as good as they got though as well, and it's just been a very, very stop-start game because of it. So many free kicks. Maybe the referee needed to change his whistle at halftime, because there was a lot in the first half.
That was a look at the New Mexico United technical area. Dennis Sanchez, head coach. Luke Sanford, the first assistant, and Armando Quesada, the director of goalkeeping efficiency. Kallman looking to switch the play. Connects with Ostrom. Omaha going to get a dangerous ball into the box. And that one played out by Zico. Zico Bailey, the Philippines international. His 11 appearances, his 11 caps, I should say, 1 goal. Omaha back into a dangerous position. This time cleared away once again by Bailey. Here comes Akale. Looking for support. Akale links up with Vargas, and another save from Nuhu.
Looks like New Mexico United are setting up the stall to just be a counter-attacking team in the second half. Union Omaha asking a lot of questions, but they're on the break, so dangerous. But I tell you what, Gaines has really struggled to find the game, but his pace, if you're going to be a counter-attacking team, that's who you want running in behind. And good ball into Vargas, but Gaines was up there as well. That would have been a decent option. New Mexico United were actually 4-on-4 at one point there.
Looks like Dennis Sanchez, he may be ready to make some changes. Going over to have a word. That's Tony Herbert and Daniel Bruce. Bruce, the attacking option. Herbert, the defensive option. Here's a set piece for Omaha. Ostrom. Ostrom, back post. Schneider with a header and just couldn't generate enough power on it to get it past Tambakis.
Yeah, contested ball, and Tambakis saw it all the way as well, but another opportunity where New Omaha are able to put a lot of crosses into the box, and you've got to feel New Mexico United don't start denying the service. They might get one right at some point.
Alex Tambakis is the all-time saves leader in the USL Championship history. 631 as Schneider called for the foul. And he's got to be careful. He picked up a yellow card back in the 15th minute. So get another look here on this TLC replay. That pretty dangerous.
Anytime you raise your foot that high, you're asking the referee to potentially make a decision. So yeah, he could think himself a little bit lucky there. No contact, so I think that's why he got away with it. But again, that could have been so much different.
Looking to spring Lindsay forward, and first touch doesn't do him any favors. And now looking to counter. Fernando tracking all the way back to cover Gallardo. And Omaha giving up possession. Bailey, here's Fernando. He's got options. Looking to connect with Vargas. That ball just slightly overhit Chris. We had the perfect angle to see the channel he was looking through.
Yeah, you could see the shape and the texture on the pass as well, and it was almost inch perfect. Didn't miss by much.
And here, coming back the other way, and that did not miss by much. What an opportunity. That was Sergio Orrs, the second half substitute. Orrs came on at the half. He replaced Wamry. And Orrs with one of the best opportunities so far for Union Omaha. It's basically the exact same thing New Mexico did. They were just able to link up with the forward. Coming back the other way once again. Ostrom. Gomez saved by Tambakis. Vargas goes down. Play on, says the official. New Mexico have the advantage. Here's Gaines. Slides it across. Akale. Saved once again by Nuhu. What a performance here tonight from the Ghanaian netminder, Rashid Nuhu. The offside flag goes up, but he has produced save after save after save, Chris.
This is all of a sudden turned into a track meet. The people here at the lab are going to feel like they're watching a game of tennis. The ball's going back and forth so much from end to end. Makale has had a few opportunities like that, and maybe he could have taken another touch, but does really well, the goalkeeper, to stay big. He doesn't go down too early and just reads what Akale's going to try and do. But another huge stop by Tambakis at the other end as well.
Makwele Akale still looking for his first goal in 2025. Last time he found the back of the net was right here on this field. It was against Phoenix back in the 2024 USL Championship playoffs. And what was the first ever home playoff match for New Mexico. And the first home playoff win. So now you're going to see Tony Herbert, Daniel Bruce, both coming on. So Herbert on for Pondeka. So that's an interesting one there. Do you see Herbert slot up into the midfield? Or do New Mexico... Let's see who's shifting here.
It looks like Tyler Maples is playing just a little bit higher, or maybe they're going to go and try and match Union Omaha and go back three as well. No, Maples has definitely stepped into the midfield.
So another set-piece opportunity here for Union Omaha. They're really starting to add up now, Chris.
Yeah, and every single one so far, the majority, Chalo Martinez on it again, it looks like, from our vantage point here, and he's gone short on the majority of them just to change the angle and then deliver from a different angle. But again, they're going to get one right at some point, you think.
Taken short once again. Ostrom. Couldn't get it by Makwele Akale. Akale, he spent some time in League One as well. Played for South Georgia Tormenta the 2022 and 2023 seasons. Scored 12 goals in 43 appearances. Don Casciato directing some traffic down there in the technical area. Fans, we're happy to remind you that Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship from the Academy to the big leagues. Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Nuhu out to claim that one. Ball deflects off of Will Seymour. Tom Casciato is ready to track that ball down himself that went out. Well, he knows his side are just one moment away from tying this game up. 68 minutes gone by. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst. It's a breezy night here in Albuquerque. Looking for their second consecutive victory over a USL Championship team in the span of about 10 days. This one headed away by Maples, only as far as Ostrom. New Mexico now looking to break. Here comes Daniel Bruce, the Englishman. He's got options on either side. Chooses Fernando, the Brazilian, and he's denied by Nuhu.
That's another tremendous save by Nuhu, and you can see the risks that Union Omaha are taking, just flooding players forward. Counter-attack from the set piece. The 18-yard box in New Mexico United was packed, and then ball breaks to Daniel Bruce striding forward. Fernando absolutely motored up the field. Akale was on the other side as well. So options, but another great save.
Here's Vargas. Vargas has that deflected. It'll find the waiting arms of Rashid Nuhu. Captain, he has been just tremendous tonight. Kickoff goes back to Coleman. Coleman picked up a yellow card earlier, 25 minutes in. Veteran, over 175 professional league appearances in his career, mostly with Minnesota United. Had a brief spell at Nashville last year in the MLS, 13 appearances there. Fernando able to get ahead on that. Gallardo. Fernando does well defensively, and now Vargas looking to spring Bruce forward, and Milanese guides this back to Nuhu. So another substitution coming up here for Union Omaha. It'll be Lawrence Wotton. He's in to replace the former New Mexico United man, Chelo Martinez. And so he'll exit after 70 minutes. He was heavily involved tonight. Maybe not the return that Chelo Martinez had hoped for in the 70 minutes he was on the pitch, but still plenty can happen here. A lot of time left in this one.
I tell you what, though, it almost was. The shot from full-on 50, 55 yards out that struck the crossbar. It was so close to being a dream return for Chelo Martinez.
This is one of the better opportunities for Union Omaha in that first half. Tambak is totally off his line. Still just 1-0 here for New Mexico. Here's the substitute. Lawrence Wooten, Englishman, the 25-year-old. Spent last season in the championship with Indy 11, did Wooten. Scored twice on 24 appearances. Takeoff. Sends a ball into the box. It's cut out by Kalen Ryden. Not that far. Ball to Schneider. Omaha lose possession, and Akale looking to break. Play on, says the official. Akale finds Bruce. Down goes Miquele Akale. And now Brandon Stevis stops play. They're asking for a yellow card, and you can see him just shaking his head no.
I was just about to say how there's been much more flow to the second half because there's been less fouls, and then Akale just got absolutely upended there. And Schneider again, he has to be careful. Like, just accumulation alone. We've said his name a number of times with regards to altercations, so he's definitely on the referee's radar right now.
Schneider, 15th minute yellow card way back in the first half. Akale with the delivery. Asking for the offside flag. They're not going to get it. And they're asking for a goal kick. Still 15 minutes plus stoppage. Here's Wooten. Roll all the way back to Tambakis.
Gomez and Ryden had another little clash of heads there. Ryden's been in the wars tonight.
Kalen Ryden, the 34-year-old out of Norman, Oklahoma. He's definitely going to wake up a little bit sore tomorrow. Down goes Tony Herbert. Now a yellow card. It's shown to Josue Aron Gomez. 75th minute, he goes into the book. Yellow cards brought to you by the guys at Ferguson Law Firm. If you've been fouled, call Ferguson Law Firm, New Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for over 40 years. Thanks for hanging out with us. 75 minutes in the books. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst on hand at the lab in Albuquerque. Bit of a breezy night, but all things considered, it's been a great night of soccer action, Chris. Two quality sides going back and forth. There's Vargas. Vargas chips it forward. Zico Bailey. Nuhu gets a hand on it. And Nuhu comes up big for the Owls once again.
Unbelievable save. If I'm New Mexico United, I am doing everything possible to make sure that Union Omaha don't score, because you do not want to go to PKs now. He's grown into the game. It's an unbelievable stop. Zico Bailey does everything right, maybe lifts it just a little bit, which makes it slightly easier for the goalkeeper. But still, the reactions, and then he gets up so quickly to throw Daniel Bruce as well, and gets a little knock on the arm for his troubles as well. But unbelievable, especially in the second half, unbelievable performance by Nuhu.
Nuhu takes his time. We're back to play here. 77th minute. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN Plus or New Mexico 50. And if you're joining us out in Omaha, they're on Central Time. And Union Omaha, Chris, they haven't played for a week and a half. New Mexico coming off a match just 3 days ago. Springs Daniel Bruce forward, and Daniel Bruce just plays this ball wide. So Union Omaha, they come into this one rested.
Yeah, and you were just saying just before the last little slew of challenges as well, that it's been a great game, especially in the second half. A lot more flow to it. The amount of chances for both teams. New Mexico United on the counter-attack. Union Omaha really tested Tambakis and the New Mexico United back line as well. Thoroughly entertaining second half.
Our official attendance figure is in tonight. We were anticipating somewhere around 9,500, and we have officially landed at 9,495 here tonight. As we've been watching, as Chris just said, an incredible match. Attendance brought to you by New Mexico Mutual. Fernando lays it off here for Vargas. Down went Coleman. Foul called. Well, we've got a moment. We'd like to tell you that soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. New Mexico United fans, you can get on SeatGeek right now. Season tickets are still on sale. They're actually prorated, so you don't pay for any matches that you've missed so far. Incredible deal. Tons of extra perks that come with that. Get on SeatGeek. Lock in your season tickets for the rest of the way. Still plenty of action here coming to us at the Lab this season, Chris. We've only played 3 home matches in league play. Of course, the next one on the calendar, May 10th, when Phoenix will be making the trip out to the 505. Talk about some rivals of New Mexico United. We've talked about El Paso quite a bit here tonight, just given some of the ties. As Jalen Lindsay sends this one deep. Just clearing it out there.
You can tell how exciting the game's been. Like, you can hear the crowd in the background there, I'm sure, and how engaged they are, because it has just been so back and forth. Like, sometimes in a game like this, maybe New Mexico United would be forgiven for just maybe resting on their laurel, just sitting back and absorbing some pressure and just trying to soak up some pressure and hang on to what they've got. But they've really gone out to try and get that second goal, and it's made for a really entertaining second half.
Here's Bruce. Seymour making a run. Bruce has it poked away by the Italian Milanese. You've got a moment. I'd like to tell you that if you can't watch the match, you can turn on SiriusXM FC 157. That's North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the new SiriusXM app. Union Omaha able to deal with the danger momentarily. Here's Lindsay now. Lindsay was looking to link up with Fernando. This will be a throw in here for New Mexico, and we're going to see one more substitution. So Gallardo comes off, and it's Kimi Amish who's on for Union Omaha. Kimi Amish, the Frenchman. This ball lofted in. Fernando on his bike, and it's saved once again by Nuhu. What an attempt there from the Brazilian.
Unbelievable athleticism there from Fernando, but once again, Nuhu just pulled off a terrific save, low and to his left, and had to react so quickly as well. But great little ball in there by Lindsay, beats the offside trap, tries to catch Nuhu off guard by taking it early, and gets down so well to his left.
What an attempt there from Fernando. He's already got one goal in black and yellow. Looking for a second. Dennis Sanchez watching on from the touchline. Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick. Kale, he'll send it in. Looked like Nuhu got a punch to it. Lindsay unable to work by Amish. Here's the Frenchman. Herbert looking to link up with Fernando. Turns it over. Here's Wooten. Englishman plays this forward. Ostrom cuts it back. He's got a window. Finds the feet of Talon Maples. Now, if you're a fan, Chris, that's tuning in for the very first time and you know nothing about the USL, you would not be able to tell that Union Omaha are from a league below the championship.
No, and again, they've got pedigree when facing USL Championship teams as well, right? This is not foreign to them, and you can see why. You can see why they gave San Antonio all kinds of trouble and defeated them 10 days ago. New Mexico United are having to work very, very hard to maintain this 1-goal lead.
85th minute here at the Lab. Maples heads this ball away. Colin Maples spent some time with Houston Dynamo 2. He was the club captain there before coming to New Mexico last season. Came to the club under Eric Quill. He's been coaching with FC Dallas in the MLS. Eric Quill, he led New Mexico to their best season ever last year, as this one falls to Amish, and Amish couldn't catch it cleanly the first time, and then you could tell he just gets under it the second time around. That was another good opportunity there for Union Omaha.
That has been the one thing that has been lacking for Union Omaha, the quality in the final third. They've had some really, really good chances, and there was the one really good save from Tambakis that I can recall in the second half. Other than that, they've been a little wasteful in front of goal. At the other end, I think New Mexico United have done everything possible to extend their lead, but Nuhu has not been in the mood.
Nuhu has been absolutely on fire here tonight. And even on the penalty that was converted, he guessed the right way. Here's Akale trying to work his way through 4 white kits. And Miquele Akale shown yellow.
There was a little moment there, how quickly the referee reached for the card there. I was a little worried that it was going to be a different pocket he was going to. Akale went in a little high and a little reckless on that one.
86th minute yellow card shown to Miquele Akale. Yellow cards brought to you by Ferguson Law Firm. That is Miquele Akale, 2 assists in the USL Championship so far this season. That's tied with Marlon Vargas for the most for New Mexico. Created 2 chances against Monterey Bay on Wednesday night. Here's Fernando. Lays it off to Bruce. Bruce now plays the cross. He was looking for Akale at the back post. Bailey finds Seymour. He's got space. Seymour was looking to poke it over to Daniel Bruce there. Let's go back to Kalen Ryden. Maples turns and finds Fernando. There's the Brazilian. Bruce able to come back into possession. Daniel Bruce has his shot. As we've seen here tonight, Chris, it's going to take a lot better than that to beat Rashid Nuhu.
I think Daniel Bruce just thought maybe a little snapshot, maybe catch Nuhu off guard through a crowd of players as well, but Nuhu, again, saw it all the way. Really comfortable.
Ostrom plays this forward. Great defensive play there from Will Seymour. Akale drugged down by Ostrom. While we've got a brief stoppage, we'd like to let you know that the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. You can catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Ball played forward. Lindsay cuts it back. Here's Vargas. One touch, was looking for Akale. Gets cut out. Finds the feet of Aron Gomez. Kale. This looks like he's got the ball tied to his feet.
His first 2-3 steps are just crazy fast. He gets out of trouble so quickly just with his first couple of touches.
This ball finds Daniel Bruce. He's through on goal. Threads it through. And the first touch goes awry for Fernando. He gets another opportunity and it's saved. Bruce still. And Daniel Bruce sends it wide.
That might just be save of the season we've just seen there. Nuhu just keeps pulling off wonder save after wonder save from point blank range. I think it was Fernando. There was so much going on there. And just an outstretched arm from nowhere. Gets up so quickly. It's Fernando. What a save. And again, Nuhu, he was down on the ground. He was down and out. And New Mexico United, 3 forwards all swarming around the ball.
Chris, you and I have been calling New Mexico United games for 6 seasons now. This is one of the best performances from a visiting goalkeeper that I can remember.
100%. It's been unbelievable. He'll be disappointed that he's ended up on the losing side. He's done absolutely everything right tonight.
Lindsay floats this ball in. He was looking for big Tony Herbert there at the back post. Tony Herbert listed at 6'4". He's a great target to try to pick out on a set piece there. So we're going to see Brandon Knapp. He'll enter. He'll replace Max Schneider. Schneider got that early booking. Had a couple of moments in that second half where you thought maybe he could have gotten a second yellow, but able to see 90 minutes out. So he's replaced. Amish able to get by Maples. Cuts it back. Ball goes into the box. And dealt with by Seymour. Into second half stoppage time. 3 minutes added on. Stoppage time presented by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. The taste of enchantment. Fans, eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball, free to play. Download now. So New Mexico will be in no hurry to get play restarted here. Coleman goes back to Nuhu. The offside flag. It stayed down for Daniel Bruce there. So into the third and final minute. Minimum. 3 added on. There's Fernando. New Mexico still searching for a second. Akale in acres of space. Threads it through. Vargas touches it around Nuhu, and Vargas puts the nail in the coffin. It's the first goal of the season for Marlon Vargas. And Vargas puts New Mexico up 2-0 here in second half stoppage.
You can almost see the relief on the players' faces. Nuhu has been absolutely unbelievable tonight. And you can see that it's almost like that we finally got another one past them in open play. Great run from Vargas, and instead of rushing the shot like maybe some of the other shots tonight have been taken, just rounds the keeper and strokes it into an empty net.
Check that. That is the second goal for Marlon Vargas this season in all competitions. He scored against El Paso a week and a half ago. And Vargas, as we said, well, that's all she wrote here tonight. A valiant effort from Union Omaha. And Nuhu did everything he could there, Chris. Eventually, you knew as the chances began to add up for New Mexico, it just felt like a second one was coming.
It did. It did because of the chances, but it also didn't because of how Nuhu was playing. It was a case of, could he ever be beaten? Again, one of the most impressive goalkeeper performances we've seen. But again, a huge sigh of relief from the fans and from the players. I think you see it in the emotion of the players with that goal as well.
There, a little bit of extracurriculars between Coleman and Bruce, and Kalen Ryden taking exception to that. Daniel Bruce riling up the crowd away from the fracas there. And so we'll get another look here, and Coleman just frustrated. He just throws it off of Daniel Bruce's head from point-blank range.
I'm not sure if now's the right time to say it, but technically it was a foul throw as well.
And so plenty to sort out here for our center official, Brandon Stevis. So this has been going on for quite some time now, Chris. And so we're going to see some cards coming out. So now would be a really good time to brush up on the cards in this competition. So it looks like Coleman has been sent off. He was already on a yellow card from the 25th minute. And that actually looks to be the full-time whistle as well. And so New Mexico victorious over Union Omaha in a frenetic end to this match, Chris.
There was a lot going on there. And Coleman, as he was leaving the fields, had some words with the fans as well. But great win for New Mexico United. First time in this competition. Union Omaha absolutely did the competition in there, and USL League One justice as well. Unbelievable performance by New, who can't be forgotten as well.
Your final score here from the lab: New Mexico United 2, Union Omaha 0. Your final score presented by First Financial Credit Union. As your play of the match brought to you by Vara Winery, it goes to Marlon Vargas for his first goal in Jägermeister Cup play. That ended up being the dagger. And Talon Maples, your man of the match. He scored the opener from the spot back in the 42nd minute. He and Kalen Ryden were absolutely huge, Chris. Another clean sheet for the black and yellow. And Alex Tambakis, save of the match. 4 clean sheets in league play. Add another one now in Jägermeister Cup play. It's your New Mexico Aging and Long-Term Services save of the match winner. And so we'll go ahead and step aside as New Mexico victorious over Union Omaha.
This just in, Union Omaha Soccer is back, and the Owls are kicking off the new season here at Werner Park. Whether it's the heart-stopping action, delicious concessions, or your Owls, the 2024 US, and we can't wait to see you. One city, one club. One means all.
Game on at New Mexico's ultimate game day destination, Sandia Sportsbook. With live wagering 7 days a week, Albuquerque's best sportsbook is ready for action. Bet at Sandia Sportsbook or at kiosk locations on the casino floor. Sandia Sportsbook offers amazing food and drink specials with spectacular views. Sports betting has come to Sandia. Sandia Sportsbook. Game on.
Back here at the lab, and the first Jägermeister Cup group play match in the books. What a weird end it was to an incredible match, Chris. New Mexico victorious over Union Omaha by a final score of 2-0. Let's take a look at how the action unfolded. These are your full-time highlights brought to you by the guys at Ferguson Law Firm.
And just kept running into the brick wall. That was Nuhu.
That time Vargas, well, as we're about to see, he would eventually find the back of the net. But this, just a minute later, Alex Tambakis comfortable save that time off the header.
Comfortable that save. There was one opportunity, I remember, a little sprawl save that he did, but Union Omaha, they asked a lot of questions, especially from wide areas, and Tambakis had to come up big a number of times.
And this was the dagger through the hearts of the Owls. Marlon Vargas in the 3rd minute of second half stoppage time. It's his 2nd goal in all competitions this season after scoring in the Open Cup. And that time, Nuhu just couldn't get it done.
A slight hint of maybe offside there, maybe went a little bit early. Kelman was asking for it. But yeah, I mean, pretty dominant by New Mexico United. But you can see in there with the amount of shots that Union Omaha had as well, they played their part in a very, very entertaining game.
Very entertaining game indeed. And so New Mexico will hit the road for their next match as they travel down to Southwest University Park to take on the Locomotive next weekend. We're back the weekend after that, back to our regularly scheduled USL Championship programming as Phoenix will visit the lab on May 10th. It's ALS night on May 10th. Make sure to get on SeatGeek, grab your tickets for that. And so that is going to do it for us here tonight. For all of you who
please direct your attention down the field for tonight's post-game interview with man of the match, Talon Maples.
United fans, 3 points in the Jaeger Cup tonight. How we feeling? Another clean sheet brought to you by the entire New Mexico United team. But at the heart of the fence, your Pepsi man of the match, Talon Maples. Talon, this team has not been scored on in a very long time. What goes into that defensive hard work?
Yeah, don't jinx it. I'm just kidding. Honestly, just a lot of hard work, a team effort from everybody from the front to all the way to the back, and Tammy making crazy saves, of course, at the end. We need everybody to get clean sheets, so I'm just happy we can get a few more.
2 goals tonight, not 1-0, 2-0. How did it feel to get over that 1-goal hump?
It feels good. We're going to start doing a lot more than that, I feel like. It's just once they start falling, everybody watch out.
All right, next week on the road in El Paso, rivalry match. How are we feeling about that?
Excited. We want our little payback. So hopefully the fans show out like they always do, and we'll give you all performance.
All right, one more time for your Pepsi man of the match, Talon Maples.
Fans, thank you for joining us for tonight's match. Don't forget to join us Saturday, May 10th for ALS night as your New Mexico United take on rivals Phoenix Rising. Tickets are limited and available at newmexicoutd.com/tickets. Or you can scan the QR code on the video board to secure your tickets. Fans, please get home safely, and Somos Unidos!
It was a lot of Akoff down the side, causing problems for SAFC. This ball headed back to Alex Tambakis. It was a lot of Akoff down the side, causing problems for SAFC. This ball headed back to Alex. It was a lot of Akoff down the side, causing problems for SAFC. This ball headed back to Alex Tambakis. It was a lot of Akoff down the side, causing problems for SAFC. This ball headed back to Alex Tambakis. Akale, he was our player to watch tonight. So shifty, and Akale draws the foul. It's going to be our first TLC time for this 5:29 game update, brought to you by the Education Plan. That's New Mexico's state-sponsored 529 plan. Give your kids a better and brighter future. Learn more at theeducationplan.com. And we're going to see the first booking of the evening. As Brandon Stevis pulls out the yellow. Here's Usman Jabang. Looking on the through ball. He's got Vargas. Flag stays down. Vargas sees this ball roll right into the waiting hands of Rashid Nuhu's goal. Here's Usman Jabang. Looking on the through ball. He's got Vargas. Flag stays down. Vargas sees this ball roll right into the waiting hands of Naples into Jabang. He scored in the midweek, Chris, and now we're going to see another yellow card come out. And that's the second booking against the Owls. Martinez strips it. Martinez rattles it off the crossbar. He had Alex Tambakis well off his line. Martinez strips it. Martinez rattles it off the crossbar. He had Alex Tambakis well off his lines. Here comes the Austin, Texas native, and pulled back there by Brett Kallman. Kallman just gives a thumbs up. He knew exactly what he had to do. This is not good.
Maybe his quality.
Bailey has a rip, and it's saved by Nuhu.
Maybe his quality.
Bailey has a rip, and it's saved by Nuhu. Next stays down. Seymour arriving. Seymour. Shot off target there. Is down. Seymour arriving. Seymour. Shot off target there. And that one currently stands 4-1 in stoppage. Long ball searching for Vargas. He goes down. And the official calls the foul. Points. That one currently stands 4-1 in stoppage. Long ball searching for Vargas. He goes down. And the official calls the foul. Points to the spot. And Maples tucks it away, and New Mexico takes the lead. 42 minutes in, Talon Maples with his first goal in 2025.
Brilliant PK there by Talon Maples. Little stutter step on the way up, puts it so far on the corner. Nuhu actually goes the right way.
And Maples tucks it away, and New Mexico takes the lead. 42 minutes in, Talon Maples with his first goal in 2025. And Maples tucks it away, and New Mexico takes the lead. 42 minutes in, Talon Maples with his first goal in 2025.
We're going to get one right.
This cross goes in, and that was a dangerous ball across the face of goal.
We're going to get one right.
This cross goes in, and that was a dangerous ball across the face of goal. Here's Ostrom. Omaha asking some questions. Into the box, and this ball goes just wide. That was a terrific attempt there from Gallardo.
That's been a good response to the goal from Union Omaha. Straight up the other end of the pitch. Get a call.
Here's Ostrom. Omaha asking some questions. Into the box, and this ball goes just wide. That was a terrific attempt there from Gallardo.
That's been a good response to the goal from Union Omaha. Straight up the other end of the pitch. Get a corner immediately.
Back out. Gallardo has a pop, and the ball struck wide.
Tambakis was very confident very early that was going.
He's back out. Gallardo has a pop, and the ball struck wide.
Tambakis was very confident very early that was going wide.
Vargas plays it in. Pondeka, and it's blocked. Vargas plays it in. Pondeka, and it's blocked. And it's blocked. Akale now. Akale, and he sends it just over the bar. A barrage from the black and yellow here towards the end of first two. Along with Texoma FC, another League One club, El Paso Phoenix, and San Antonio FC. Now, Chris, in two of those, Phoenix and San Antonio, those are Omaha atop the box, and that one goes just past an outstretched Alex Tambakis and responsibly. Omaha atop the box, and that one goes just past an outstretched Alex Tambakis and substitute Akale. Still Akale, he's got plenty of support. Makwele Akale, it's saved. Akale once again looking. First half substitute Akale. Still Akale, he's got plenty of support. Makwele Akale, it's saved. Akale once again looking back. Once again looking back post. Here's Vargas, and he gets under it. Once again looking back post. Here's Vargas, and he gets under it. Zakoff. Cross goes in, back post, and that was trouble.
That was Ostrom.
Zakoff. Cross goes in, back post, and that was trouble.
That was Ostrom.
Gallardo now looking to break. Gallardo has a go, and that one catches Kalen Ryden. Gallardo now looking to break. Gallardo has a go, and that one is cleared away once again by Bailey. Here comes Akale looking for support. Akale links up with Vargas, and another save from Nuhu. Cleared away once again by Bailey. Here comes Akale looking for support. Akale links up with Vargas, and another save from Nuhu. Ostrom. Back post. Schneider. The header, and just couldn't generate enough power on it to get it past Tambakis. Ostrom. Back post. Schneider. The header, and just couldn't generate enough power on it to get it past Tambakis.
Didn't miss by much.
And here coming back the other way, and that did not miss by much.
Didn't miss by much.
And here coming back the other way, and that did not miss by much. What the advantage. Here's Gaines, slides it across. Akale, saved once again by Nuhu. Here's Gaines, slides it across. Akale, saved once again by Nuhu. Chooses Fernando, the Brazilian, and he's denied by Nuhu. Other side chooses Fernando, the Brazilian, and he's denied by Nuhu. He's definitely going to wake up a little bit sore tomorrow. In goes Tony Herbert. Now a yellow card. It's shown to Josue Aron Gomez. 75th minute, he goes into the book. Vargas. Vargas chips it forward. Zico Bailey. Nuhu gets a hand on it. Vargas. Vargas chips it forward. Zico Bailey. Nuhu gets a hand on it. And Nuhu comes up big for the... Just 3 days ago, springs Daniel Bruce forward, and Daniel Bruce just plays this ball wide. Match just 3 days ago, springs Daniel Bruce forward, and Daniel Bruce just plays this ball wide. Ball lofted in. Fernando on his bike, and it's saved once again by Nuhu. Ball lofted in. Fernando on his bike, and it's saved once again by Nuhu. Finds Daniel Bruce. He's through on goal. Threads it through. And the first touch goes awry for Fernando. He gets another opportunity, and it's saved. Bruce still. And Daniel Bruce sends it wide. Daniel Bruce, he's through on goal. Threads it through. And the first touch goes awry for Fernando. He gets another opportunity, and it's saved. Bruce still, and Daniel Bruce sends Akale in acres of space, threads it through. Vargas touches it around Nuhu, and Vargas puts the nail in the coffin. It's the first goal of the season for Marlon Vargas. And Vargas, Akale in acres of space, threads it through. Vargas touches it around Nuhu, and Vargas puts the nail in the coffin. It's the first goal of the season for Marlon Vargas. Akale in acres of space, threads it through. Vargas touches it around Nuhu, and Vargas puts the nail in the coffin. It's the first goal of the season for Marlon Vargas. And Vargas puts
from the fans and from the players. I think you see it in the emotion of the players with that goal as well.
A little bit of extracurriculars between Coleman and Bruce, and Kalen Ryden taking exception to that. Daniel Bruce riling up the crowd away from the fracas there.